Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the RimX modification that may or may not take the RimX to the top of the list as far as top level competitors go in PRS 22 or NRL 22X. So we're going to do a high surface scratch here. I'm not going a mile deep on this, and if you already own a RimX or you're looking at buying one, you likely already know what this modification is, but the short version here is that a RimX has a fixed extractor which could cause some problems. Now, there are a lot of great redeeming qualities about a RimX that make it a perfect choice for top level competitors, with that one Achilles heel being that fixed extractor. Now, what that can cause is what we call push feeds, and essentially that is what's supposed to happen is the bolt is supposed to come across here, strip a round out, and that round should pop into the bolt face behind the fixed extractor. If that bullet gets ahead of it for any reason, it is possible that if you don't catch it or notice that different feeling bolt close, if you close the bolt, you will break that fixed extractor and you are extracting no more. You are done for that stage. You could, of course, replace it, but on the clock, you are pretty much done because you're going to have to use a tool to get that spent shell casing out of the chamber. Now, we all know that the RimX has really great magazines and it has super tight tolerances and is just a crazy well-made action, but with that one Achilles heel, it personally kept me from running this in a lot of competitions, just knowing that that push feed was a possibility. Now, fast forward to today, when you have companies like Modicam Custom Rifles who are offering this service of what he is calling Mod X. This is a modification to the barrel and your bolt to get rid of that fixed extractor and bring in a voodoo style extractor system, which we all know works really, really well. Now we're going to proof of concept this for you out there, but I wanted you to get a look at this so you can see that we have the sprung extractor and pusher here, just like you would have on most other rimfires. And that is going to do several things for us. One, we can now single feed this. Push feeds are something of the past. You can still use your RimX factory magazines. And a unique side effect of this is that I was actually able to use RimX magazines, the L3i 700 Elite magazines, and a Voodoo magazine that I hadn't used pretty much ever. Now, my Voodoo did not run well with this magazine. It was okay, but the L3Is were much better, so I've always used those. But before we go too far down that road, I think this is going to be much better if you just watch it. So let's cut over to the footage at the 50-yard range. We're going to play around, shoot some steel, and we're going to use a bunch of different magazines, and that way you can get an idea of what this looks like in actual use. Going to do my best to not bore you guys to tears with this part. We're going to just shoot the 50-yard KYL. I really don't have any lot tested ammo for the RimX. I guess we should call it the Mod X now. I don't have lot tested ammo for that, so we're just shooting what I have the most of. So who knows how this is going to do on that 50-yard KYL rack. For those of you who don't know, that is 8 targets that go from 2-inch all the way down to 1/4 inch. So yeah, jury's still out on how well this rifle will perform with this ammo. But we're going to shoot a little bit off the bench here. I want you guys to get a good idea of kind of what this, Mod X is going to look like when it's up and running as far as ejection. Obviously it's going to extract. No problems there, but, and then, the benefits of not having to worry about the Achilles heel of the RimX, which is, of course, the fixed extractor and having a push feed. So that has kept me from running the RimX as my main competition gun. I did run it in nationals, but that was always in the back of my mind. And I went back to the Voodoo. I did have one push feed at nationals, and a lot of this is mag setup. And getting the Mod X isn't like the end all be all. Like, you don't have to set up any mags. You still need to have proper mag height. And my setup will probably get better because honestly, I just put this in this Elite, had it in a Premiere 4. I'll show you some of that, but so we're still in the learning process, but I think, we basically got everything close enough. But let's start out with a RimX magazine. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. This first one's probably gonna be a little spicy. This stuff is like 1130, this slot of team. Yeah, she was pretty spicy. All right, we'll go to the Voodoo magazine now. I'm going to actually reposition this a little bit. And if you'll notice, the Voodoo mag extracts the crap out of, well, I should say ejects the crap out of these. And I've never really used this mag for anything because my Voodoo did not like it, and I had this extension from Haas and Shield, and this is probably going to be the primary mag. The one big difference is the style of the feed lips. They do drag a little bit across the bottom of the bolt, so you'll kind of see the effort of pulling it back. It doesn't just free float back. It kind of is sitting there on the feed lip, so you have to pull it back. But as you can see, as far as ejection and all that's concerned, it's absolutely no problem. Give you guys another look at that. There's, I'll do one more actually, and I'll go slower with it. So here there's some tension where the bottom of that bolt is on the feed lips. It wouldn't be a problem, it's just something you would learn. And now the L3I mag. Oh, barely. So the L3Is actually feed really well on this, but if you're paying close attention, the ejection isn't as consistent or strong as the other ones. I'm not sure. I think it has something to do with the magazine, the way it's interacting with the bolt, but it still works. It's just not quite as strong as the other ones and not consistent. But let's go back to this guy so you can see what I mean. Looking at where that one went. Barely nicked that target. Ooh, wind change. Let me dial in here, see if I can see where we're missing. Well, and then we hit it. Oh, it's off left. All right, so we ran through all these, but let's throw this on the prop just because we have the new chassis. All right, we're gonna start out with the Voodoo mag. Same target. Oh, whiff. Just off left. There we go. All right, let's switch over to the RimX mag and let's have some fun. We're gonna push the distance out a little bit. Try not to crucify me too hard, but I'm guessing at the dope here, this team is shooting really fast. So we're gonna try and figure something out on the fly. Yeah, I think that was pretty much center. I purposely aim at the bottom of this target. Okay, yeah, we barely nicked the bottom, so I think we're pretty well squared away. Okay. All right. See if we can hit it on the move. Oh, nope. And that's all she wrote. So let's go back inside. We're going to continue to talk about this a little bit more and we'll wrap this video up. So as you saw, this works really, really well. And if you were on the fence about using a RimX, maybe you really like the redeeming qualities of a RimX, and there are many, but you just couldn't get past the push feed thing, now you don't have to make that choice. You could go with a RimX if you wanted to without having to worry about that. Now, The down and dirty of this is it's going to require a gunsmith to do this. This isn't something you're just going to buy, because the barrel would not come with extractor cuts because it didn't have hook extractors like this. It had a fixed extractor and took pre-fit barrels. So what you're losing is that pre-fit barrel interchangeability. Do understand that, you know, some people really like the RimX because of the prefits. I don't think that's the vast majority of RimX owners, but there are of course some, and you are losing that ability to just swap out prefits. You will have to get another barrel spun up if you wanted to change barrels at a later date. So I think there are very few downsides to this and a lot of upsides. This for me is going to make this a much more viable option to run in competition. Going to do some lot testing for this, find something that really works well, because this overall package, I talked about it a little bit out there, but the new, to me, MDT ACC Elite in this rifle just feels really, really good, and it's something that I think I'm going to enjoy running in competitions for sure. And so something you'll probably see more in the future as we go further down the road. And of course, I will update you guys if I run into any issues. So I think we're at the end of what has been a long prototype and testing road, and something that you will see soon available on their website. I don't want to put a date to that. So for right now, if that's something you're interested in, you probably need to call them at Modicam Custom Rifles. If not, sit back, you know, go practice, do your thing, and wait. And probably a month or two, I'm sure it'll be an option on their website where you can just order this as a work order and send your stuff in and get it done. For now, that's the high level look at this. I hope that this video helped you if you're interested in this. If not, let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.